Today on the Spiel.
Preacher, you look like you just seen a corpse.
Well,
The roads are effed, and something's wrong with the generator.
Which generator?
All of them.
It's just what does it take for your own werewolf to come out?
You need space, you need time, you need him off your mind, and soon enough you won't remember the sound.
Well, I have this theory that in order to have a really great time, you have to have three things. You have to have really good food, really good music, and the sound of flowing water.
Now be driving down the highway on my way to your place.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about.
love to
there.
you know exactly what I'm talking about, buddy.
It's getting hot in here.
So we get super excited when past guests of the Spiel do well, and we just found out that a favorite of the show, Miranda Wilmore, is blowing up, guys. You may not remember her unless you've been on the crew for quite a while, but she was the gal who came in, country singer, but she's known for delivering phenomenal birthday songs at restaurants.
Happy birthday to
We're big fans, and apparently she may be leaving her job at Cracker Barrel because the Today Show and a couple of other people, she's like at 1 million views on TikTok, and she's singing to our buddy Jared. She's amazing, isn't she?
Yeah, incredible.
She is incredible. Wow. I mean, if you look at her, I mean, she is blowing up today. She's on Yahoo News. I mean, look at all this. Amazing. But we knew her when, so there you go. Now, we also knew a time when we love to travel, and if we can't do it, if we're working all the time, it's nice to know that some members of our crew are out there and they're doing fun stuff. So we're going to have Daniel come up and talk a little bit about his trip to what appeared to be Greece, some isle, and it turned out to be 30A, or look at you.
I'm actually still on vacation.
He's still on vacation.
I'm not done yet.
Using his GoPro with the pole and your camera. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
A week seaside.
Oh, was it a month?
A month seaside. It's nice to know you're making all the money. Seaside there along 30A.
Yeah.
Rosemary Beach.
Yes. I know the main route is 30A.
Yeah.
And this is a route that apparently is becoming more and more popular, like by the day.
Well, you know why? It wasn't always like that.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, back in the day, like we had a little place there in West Bay, Florida, about 5 miles from Panama City. You could drive 98 and you saw Seaside, Grayton Beach, those areas.
Right.
Well, I guess in 2000, these designers bought this stretch of land, and I think it's a crazy amount, like 158 acres. And I mean, they just made it this flippin' paradise.
It was phenomenal.
Yes.
The architecture blew me away. Their concrete steps, they had all these kind of lights and palm trees. I mean, it was just
white.
all white.
All white.
It felt like Italy.
Yes.
It felt like I could breathe for the first time in my life. I heard that like the color white is really good for creativity.
Yes.
And that's kind of why I started taking photos and kind of doing all this.
Dude, your new phone came in clutch.
Oh yeah,
I mean, yeah.
We'll show this shot first and foremost.
Beautiful.
These video shots.
Look at this.
Really great.
Fluid.
I was blown away. Lucas had let me borrow his gimbal, and I got a shot of the place we stayed at.
Okay.
And it was
White.
like the sun was shining out through the back.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things where you were like, this is surreal.
Beautiful.
And we rode our
Bikes.
Yeah, we rode bikes all around town.
Not white, they were blue, like a Tiffany blue.
Oh my gosh. And let me tell you too, there was a couple of restaurants that I was blown away by.
Yeah.
One of them was the Old Florida Fish House.
You know
beautiful.
It's good. It's fresh.
I'm getting chills just thinking about walking through the place. It was so perfect.
Yes.
Watching the sun go down. I mean, there was stuff for kids. It was just such a family-friendly environment.
Yes.
And then the one I took my wife on, or two for our anniversary.
For the anniversary. It takes like months to get in, and you just thought you could walk up in there.
We did. We got lucky. There was only 2 more spots at the bar, and we were like, hey,
We'll
look,
take it.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Whatever you have.
Yeah.
And the view was phenomenal. It was called Pescado.
Pescado.
And it was beautiful.
Magnificent.
I'm telling you, the fish was so good. The steak was so good. Like, all of it was just perfect.
How come you showed me just a picture of the dessert then? Did you start with that?
Well, no, it was like the experience was so perfect. I almost forgot to take any photos. It was obviously it was our anniversary, so I didn't really care about anything else.
Yeah.
But the view and the food, like, it was just so perfect.
There's a reason there's
That's
a wait.
incredible.
And there's a reason we're doing this, because we're coming for you, Alice Beach. All right, well, we got to get you off the set because we got to bring on Emily. Come on down. Welcome. So you guys came in from Nashville?
We did.
Today?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
Like this morning?
This morning, 4 a.m.
They're up and they're here and they're ready to go, and they are going to perform for you in the show. But we like to have a little fun on the spiel. Okay. So we started something a while back with Ben and Julie, and it was the Spiel Writers Round. We know that that's very popular in Nashville, right? So what we're going to do, because we have a ton of cameras out here today, and we do want to get you some more airtime. We want our viewers to know about you. So we are going to have one of these cameras follow you around, okay? For the next, how long can you stay with us? The full hour?
Sure.
Absolutely.
And they're like, I'm never showing up early again as long as I live. So what we're going to do is we'll have a chorus that they will be writing, and either Brandon or somebody will be capturing that, right? And then at the end of the show, we'll have a little chorus or a couple of lines about the spiel.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, there is no payment for this. So I mean, we're not gonna, right here, but royalties as a result, when all of those people come out and they want to sponsor you and there's a lot of money thrown at us, we're gonna give you a little bit of that, okay? A little bit after we take our cut. It'll be great. All right, and we'll be right back.
Hey, there's still a lot more of this show to come.
When given the choice, sometimes humans make the wrong choices.
Coming up later,
Our goal is to be polished, but not pretentious.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Estiloz, and I'm here with one of the stars of the great new and funny comedy, Werewolves Within, coming to a theater near you. And I'm speaking with Harvey Guillen. Harvey, it's a pleasure to talk with you.
Pleasure to talk to you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I have to tell you, this movie was so surprising and so funny. I was expecting your typical sort of horror film based on the title Werewolves Within, and it really threw me a curveball. How much fun was it for you to work on this project?
Fun doesn't even begin to describe it. It was so great. Just this ensemble, just from the first day on set and getting to know everybody, their personalities, we meshed so well. It was just like meeting an old friend or like family. It was a great experience, and everyone's so great at what they do. It's just like perfectly cast and so great script, great ensemble, great crew. It was fantastic.
Now, I'm going to leave it up to you to describe this very quirky film. So clearly werewolves are in it, but there's a whole lot more to it. Give us an idea of what the story's about.
Yeah, it's basically about a small town where they just introduced the idea of a new pipeline going through it, and the small town's divided between voting against it or for it, and it really kind of shows that there's a little bit of a werewolf in all of us. You know, when given the choice, sometimes humans make the wrong choices, and it really plays out in different ways of social status and sexuality. With me and my partner being in a small town and how we're perceived, or maybe we think we're being perceived. And living in this town where everyone has a different reason for their choices, whether it be, again, economic or status or love. It's just what does it take for your own werewolf to come out? That's basically it.
You know, one of the many funny things about this film is that each of the characters, each of the ensemble has their own little particular quirk. They all seem to be a little bit off when you first meet them, as well as throughout the film. You know, when you were going through the casting process, were these characters strongly defined, or did you find your way as the process went on?
I think everyone came in with a really strong understanding of what these characters were. I remember having the first kind of read through and seeing what everyone was doing. Because, you know, when you read something in your head, you're making that perception of that character. So you're like, oh, I wonder, yeah, this is how I would, you know, think this character says this line or whatnot. And then when you see it unfold, you're like, oh, yeah, that's even better, you know?
One of the things I enjoyed about it is that it seemed to be somewhat spontaneous, some of the moments, particularly when you were all sequestered in that house together and the events unfold. Was there a bit of improvisation allowed by the director?
Absolutely. He was so great. I mean, we have such an amazing script already. So the script, you know, stands on its own as being great. But it's always nice as an actor to be given that little bit of liberty. Like, how will the character say this line? Still saying, you know, getting from A to B, but just say it in the way that you think the character would.
Yeah, I think with a horror film, you have the opportunity to maybe even tap into your little kid and have some fun with it, like Halloween. What was that like for you, if that, you know, pertain?
I think it's just fun to go to set every day and do what you love, period, you know, getting to wake up and do that, but also to do it on a movie like this and a project like this. And this is a genre, again, that, you know, the director loves. So it's always great to meet someone who is really passionate about that genre, because they won't let it fall at the wayside. You know, it's just like, it's so, you know, what they love, they live and breathe it.
Now, I wasn't aware going into this film that it's also based on a popular video game. Were you familiar with it, or are you a video game aficionado yourself?
I knew it was based on a video game, and you know, that specific video game, Werewolves, is something that I hadn't played personally, but I had played the in-person rendition of it. You know, when you can do it with people, it's the same rules and the same idea. So it was weird to play a character in a movie that was part of a game that you could play as a video game, and you can take the same rules and play it in person in a room, you know?
Well, I want to thank you for spending time with me here. Great success with this film and your career. The film is Werewolves Within. Thank you very much, Harvey, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
You know, we're probably just gonna head out. Just pull it.
We run it on our own. It's just, you go ahead, please. Don't spare me.
Oh, please don't. Oh, please. Please don't bother the lock. Oh my goodness, I could have gotten it.
Stick around. Coming up later.
And you're eloquent but dangerous. Trying to play it cool, but that ain't us.
But first,
my name is Cameron Yusanovich. I am happy to be here with CRHPC. I grew up in these communities. I went to school just 10 minutes away. I live in Christopher, where Ray Clinic is located now. So I myself, as a family nurse practitioner here at Christopher Ray Clinic, will be working later hours, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's hard to get in from that 9 to 5 or that 8 to 4 slot. And what I want to tell my patients is that I'm going to give them 110% of my all, my best. And they're going to know that they're going to leave here happier and hopefully healthier.
Chef Rob here. Never forget, choose 100% dairy and accept no substitutes. Dedicated farmers, happy cows, real milk. Prairie Farms Dairy. Check out our website at prairiefarms.com.
At John A. Logan, I teach about half of all the classes that are offered in construction management, and this is my 4th year. I've got 20 years of experience in the field in construction. I tell all my students that you get what you want out of this program. You get what you put into it. If you come in and go really hard and are here every day and do the work, this program will make you successful.
Hello, welcome back to 5 minutes of movement. So we are going to start out in a side plank. Let your hip come to the ground and lift back up, and you will feel a total engagement in your core. And then I'm going to switch sides, making sure that my shoulder is over my elbow. Next thing, this one is a little bit trickier, but it is great for your mobility. I'm going to go to all fours, and I'm going to flip over and lift. Come back over to the other side and then to the left. So just right to left. And I'm going to like hip thrust. Make sure I engage at the top. And next thing is I'm just jumping side to side across the mat. You can see me, I do look a little ballet-like, but that is just where I come from. So just hop side to side across a mat. Here I am in a plank, and I am pushing my leg out to the side. And if you can't tell, this whole workout is really for your side bodies and strengthening that. And I'm just gonna go to the other side. And this is a lot of core work, but it is good. It's gonna make you stronger. And that's it. You can find all of my videos on the Spiel's YouTube. Like I always say every week, please start stacking these workouts on top of each other. I think they will definitely benefit you. But if you can only get 5 minutes in, hey, you got 5 minutes in, and that's just enough.
Coming up on the Spiel, you keep time with punctuated finger snaps.
I have never been told that.
As a pediatrician, my specialty is to provide medical care for children. Growing up, I always loved helping people and science and learning, and all three of those just go so well with the medical field. We have a nice new clinic and room for kids and adults. I'd say my drive is because I care so much about others. So being from Southern Illinois, I know it can be difficult to find the physician or the specialist that you need in our area. So I am happy to be here to be able to provide that care.
It's a lot like more up-tempo.
It's fun, yeah.
The place where you go if you want something
good, right?
entertaining. You want to be entertained.
So yeah, I think that's in the right. Just these two lines I'm unsure of, and then that one I think it's the name for it's fine. I don't know what else if we want to change or like what to call.
Hey guys, if you like the show, follow us on all of our social media.
That's pretty good. Now it's cute.
The Spiel presents You're On, 100% original new music.
Hey everybody, I'm Josh Stevens, and this is Andrew Lambie, and our song we're going to play today is called Talk to Me. Hope you guys like it. Excuse me, lady in that dress. You turned my mind into a mess. But you can have my heart, it's quite okay, as long as you keep coming my way. But if you wanna get down, you gotta get up. I don't need no drink, throw out my cup, 'cause I'm already gone just looking at you. Your eyes, they tell me what to do. And I know you get this all the time, but I wanna know if I can call you mine. So talk to me, baby. Tell me what's on your mind. Just say the word, and I'll be driving down the highway on my way to your place. And talk to me, baby. Tell me what's on your mind. Just say the word, and I'll be driving down the highway on my way to your place. No. Oh. And you're eloquent but dangerous. Trying to play it cool, but that ain't us. And you love to act like you can't see just how you have control over me. And I know you get this all the time, but I wanna know if I can call you mine. So talk to me, baby, and tell me what's on your mind. Just say the word, and I'll be driving down the highway on my way to your place. And talk to me, baby, and tell me what's on your mind. Just say the word, and I'll be driving down the highway on my way to your place. Talk to me, baby, talk to me. Tell me what's on your mind. Just say the word, and I'll be driving down the highway on my way to your place. No. Oh. Talk to me, baby. Oh. Thank you.
I think there's a lot of things that veterans enjoy in their normal daily life, but they lose a lot of that when they're going through that PTSD.
But the whole health aspect gives us options. It gives us options like maybe I don't have to take a pill for this. Maybe I can work on myself with meditation and with yoga.
Giving your mind something to distract and interrupt those thoughts, I think, is important, and that's what the whole health team helps you do.
So it's really about giving control and power back to somebody when they're already feeling powerless.
Hi, I'm Zach Hutchison, founder of Continuing Hope, a nonprofit charity in Illinois. Continuing Hope is a brand new charity and is designed to financially assist veterans and first responders who are treatment resistant with depression and PTSD. With state-of-the-art treatments now available in Southern Illinois, we are ready to serve our vets and first responders as they have served us. We need your support. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Continuing Hope Fund or online at continuinghope.com.
So we have Andrew and Josh on, and super excited to have these guys. Belmont grads or dropouts?
Grads.
Barely grad.
Barely.
Awesome.
But grads, yeah.
Congrats.
Against all odds.
We are thrilled that you guys are here. A remarkable sound, really cool sound. Your influence is, I guess, Bieber.
Yeah. Yeah,
Who
that's
else?
fair.
Who else do you like?
Shawn Mendes, love Shawn Mendes, or even kind of like The Weeknd or people like that. Just I love all their voices. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Queen.
And you? Who do you like?
These days more off the beaten path, like Sturgill Simpson, Tyler Childers, that kind of stuff.
Love that. Okay. Well, listen, your agent can either be your best friend or like that person that makes you feel super uncomfortable, okay?
Okay.
So she just shared some words
boy.
that would describe you, Josh Stevens, and I'm going to let your buddy Andrew Lambie read these. Yeah, just describe your
Why
buddy.
am I actually nervous?
Describe your buddy Josh. You see what I mean? You see where you're going with that?
Does it say-
What's the first one? What is it?
Intoxicating. I think that's pretty apt.
Intoxicating
Yeah.
infatuation.
Oh.
The world will have that for you now.
They're going to be intoxicated about me.
And
And infatuated.
Ooh.
Already,
Thank
I'm
you.
feeling a little lightheaded. Yes.
I don't
What
know.
else? How else we're going to
I don't really
describe
know
it?
how else to respond to that one.
Exploring the possibility.
Oh, now, how do you explore possibilities per se? And this sounds like this is all relational. So how do you explore the possibilities?
I think it depends on what the possibility is and what the situation is.
What's the end game usually?
I think in terms of relationships, I mean, just to find somebody that like you click with and that you just like being around. And I think the possibility of that, I think just to explore is different for everybody, honestly. Yeah.
In your song, Talk to Me, it's like how best to get to know someone. Imagine that. Communicate.
Just
Isn't that
talk.
great? Yeah, just talk.
Just talk to me.
Just talk. And I love how you have the old phone too. Have you ever even used one of those?
I have not.
Yeah,
No,
it was
I
just a
didn't.
prop,
Yeah,
right?
didn't even know they existed
Right.
until the
I
shoot.
would love to have that. You,
Yeah.
you do know how to dial.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I used one for a brief period of time.
You did?
Yeah, in boarding
Can you
school.
imagine?
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
No.
What did we have another?
Yeah, flirtatious game of cat and mouse. I like that
Oh,
one.
gosh.
That sounds like Josh
Flirtatious
Stevens to
game.
me.
Does it?
I
Yeah.
don't know what he's talking
You
about.
love to
there.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, buddy.
Game of cat. It's getting hot in here. It's getting a little hot
There you go.
in here, guys. No?
I love
Just
that.
me?
So thanks for that, agent. We appreciate
Yes,
that.
thank
right?
you for the embarrassment.
Kat, we adore you. Thank you. That was
Thank you, Kat,
wonderful.
for that
Yeah,
one.
very
Yeah.
flowery. All right, so you guys can collaborate on these questions if you would like.
Okay.
Belmont,
Team effort.
now, U.S. News and World Report just named Belmont something this past year. What is that?
What did they name it?
Biggest increase in tuition for 2020? Is that it?
Most innovative school. Most innovative school.
Oh, okay.
And
I was
it's been
close.
that for 13. I love that. Biggest tuition increase.
I think it might be both. They might have failed to mention that. Great school, though. Great school. But
Okay.
yeah,
As far as being the best Christian college, you do not rank in the top 10. Do you know what number?
Are
Is
we,
it a
we on
Christian
a
college?
list? It is a
Yeah,
Christian college.
yeah, it says that
Do
you're on a list.
Do you know the number?
I do.
40?
You
40?
know the number? No.
Lower, higher?
Lower.
100.
12. See, you guys, I mean, how do you not know this stuff? Architectural Digest names you what? Not the most expensive college. Think about the magazine, Architectural Digest. So it would be what?
Best architect.
Arches?
The most beautiful
Yeah.
college, okay?
That's basically what I was going to say, but
It
a little more
It's a
professional
beautiful
term,
campus.
but yeah.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
campus.
It is.
All right,
They
well,
spend about $20,000 a day on the plants.
On the
They have
plants alone.
Beautiful shrubs. Yeah.
what's the most famous cornerstone of the campus?
Bell Tower? Come on.
Ding, ding, ding. Did you know this?
I didn't know.
You've never been to class on
Hey, no, I was a bad student.
All right, now, the most famous and probably recognizable question, and you should know this, it has hosted a pretty important debate a couple of
Presidential.
times. Really?
Presidential debate.
Do you know which years?
This last year.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there another one?
There
Yeah,
was.
it was like, what, a while back, like 2008, right? Or something.
Dude.
Got it.
Points.
Oh,
Didn't even go to class, but you know that?
man.
I keep up, I try.
That was excellent.
That was good. I didn't know that.
Yes. All right. What else would you guys like to know or have the people know about you, where you're from, your music, where you're going, your relationships? I don't know if you need this as an opportunity to perhaps, shout out to somebody or Whatever. Use it for whatever you need it for.
I think the first thing people should know about me is I'm from Florida, and I'm probably about the most stereotypical Floridian you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anything water sports, I love to do it.
Very nice.
About as stereotypical as you get. Grew up surfing and just hanging out at the beach with friends, and so it was very weird to come up to Nashville and not have
a beach.
I can attest to that. Weird. He opened his trunk to pull out the guitars earlier, and he had 2 skateboards and wakeboard fins, just in case.
That did happen.
Just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen.
I mean, we're landlocked, but you never know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Texas boy, so
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
doing well in Nashville. And I love the fact you say yes, ma'am. That's just so adoring to me. What would you like people to know about you, other than you were going to let me cut your hair? Just a second. Just trim it. Just trim it.
Can we get that?
My girlfriend's got to cut it first.
She's
She wants a chance at it.
She does. All right. Well, we want people to follow your music and what you're doing because you guys are incredibly talented.
Thank you.
And you know a little bit about Belmont and a lot about
Hit or
music.
miss, on Belmont, yeah.
So that's good. Where do they find you guys online?
Just Josh Stevens Music. Pretty straightforward. The only weird thing about that is it's with a PH instead of a V. It's my parents' fault.
Weird.
I still make that mistake to this day.
I got my entire life. I grew up getting called Josh Steffens my entire life.
That's all right. Yeah.
Must have been hard.
It really, no. It's,
Are you okay? Are you all right?
Not really.
Okay.
But,
all right. Where are you? How can they find you?
You can find me at Lambie Andrew, and the band that I'm playing with, Hippies and Cowboys.
Hippies and Cowboys. That's awesome. Okay. How should we close? Maybe a punctuated whistle or what?
Can you whistle? I can make an atom bomb sound with my whistle. I can start.
Yeah,
really
that
high
sounds great.
Do you
That's
guys want to
perfect.
do that?
Low, and then
Sure.
That'd be a great way to end the
I'll
segment.
do it but you guys have to be like at the bottom.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
You got that? Can we
Yeah.
do that? Okay. All right. We'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't even think I have that great of snaps. I do. I put my finger here. I have weird snaps. I think most people snap.
This is great.
I think most people snap like this, right? I go under.
That's weird.
Is that not how you do it?
Coming up on the Spiel.
So we go ahead and put that pimento cheese on the bread now, so it gets all ooey and gooey.
Coming up later.
You say you're okay one day you really need it.
Yeah.
Okay, you think that's good? Would you change this line or no? Would you change that line? Should I do something like, no? You like it? Okay. It's Saturdays, right?
That it airs?
That it airs?
Let me.
Is it always Saturdays?
Super excited about this segment. Super excited about this guest. We are spieling it in the kitchen today with Cafe Bloom's owner, Christen Drew, near and dear to my heart. This segment is brought to our viewers by Prairie Farms. Look at you. You think of everything.
We love Prairie Farms. We use it all the time.
Yes, we do. We do. Listen, your place is stunning. If you're anybody, you know about it. I've yet to go. I brought her here. My son has even gone. And listen, I love how you say the weather is always perfect for a picnic inside Cafe Bloom.
It is always picnic weather.
Yes. Beautiful. And this array and everything you have going on, we're super excited. So your place is such that you can go in and enjoy coffee. You can go in and learn about tea and enjoy tea, high tea. You've got these fabulous. Do you make these every day yourself?
We do. Yep. This is our high tea.
Okay.
This does require a reservation.
Okay.
But we do this every single day between our hours that we're open, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Okay. Your place is one of those, when you drive by, it's like, oh, wow. I mean, it's so beautiful. You've thought of every detail. You've even had, you've brought in ice sculptures, and you've got a flower cart, and you have, a waterfall. I mean, what is the experience? What were you trying to create?
Well, I have this theory that in order to have a really great time, you have to have three things. You have to have really good food. You have to have really good music, and then you also have to have the sound of flowing water. I agree. It just creates this ambiance. So we had to put this fountain in the back corner of Bloom to kind of create that noise. Okay. And I think it's working, because when people come, they don't get up. They sit at their table for hours, and they apologize and say, "I'm so sorry we were here for hours." And I say, "Nope, that's exactly what I wanted to create."
Absolutely, especially when you're spending money. You can stay as long as you want. Teasing. Okay, so you had a number of things that you were going to do for us today, so I'm going to let you just sort of take us on the journey, and I'll ask questions as we go.
Sure. One of our most popular things we have on the menu is the pimento BLT. So our goal is to be polished but not pretentious. So we are a brunch and lunch restaurant, so we have a lot of sandwiches. And so we've taken this BLT classic and we've just added a little twist to it. So we're going to start with our mayonnaise, if that's okay.
Okay, so you're making homemade pimento cheese, boo.
We do all of our sauces homemade. So next we have Monterey Jack cheese. Okay. And next we have the sharp cheddar. And it's not pimento cheese without pimentos.
Okay.
A little bit of onion.
You know, my grandmother made this, and I don't know that she made it homemade, but she would always put it in celery at Christmas time, and I would go by the tray and just like lick the pimento cheese out, and then I probably didn't leave the celery, but I might have. I don't know. I would like to apologize if you ever came across that as a family member. So.
We change our high teas every single day based on what we're inspired to do, based on what's fresh. So I think that we will have to come up with this pimento cheese celery.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
In the next couple days.
Okay.
So then some garlic powder. And of course, salt and pepper. And 2 heaping tablespoons of Prairie Farm sour cream.
That's it. Excellent.
All right. We would stir this up. I'll give you something to do.
Okay, thank you. Always looking for something to do.
And I will start our bread toasting.
Okay.
So I believe that buttered bread is so simple and so delicious, but so easy to mess up.
Well, I'll tell you, my grandmother, it was like one of those, you know, when you make a grilled cheese, it's like, it's okay. But when somebody makes a grilled cheese for you, it's like, this is the best thing since sliced bread.
I always tell my kitchen staff, you cannot rush a grilled cheese. There's only one way to do it, low and slow, and to do it right. So I always tell them, start the grilled cheese first.
Okay.
I don't care what else anybody else orders. That looks great. Thank you so much.
There's some lumps in there, but I think we're okay. We can just eat past those, right?
That'll be fine. Okay. So we go ahead and put that pimento cheese on the bread now, so it gets all ooey and gooey.
Now, at Cafe Bloom, you're also making an effort to support local, aren't you? Local businesses, and that's what it's about when you're surviving as a community.
It really is. You know, the name Bloom came from the concept you should bloom where you're planted. So we love to partner with local farmers, and so our kale, our potatoes, everything we can do as much local as possible. We go to the farmers market every Thursday, and usually we can find, you know, whatever's fresh, whatever's seasonal, and that's really what we put on our high tea menu. So we've got the mayonnaise, we've got the pimento cheese, and now it is time for the bacon.
Oh, honey, bacon makes everything better.
Guess how many pounds of bacon we go through a day?
A lot.
Over 30.
Oh my.
We're gonna put some tomatoes on there. And then our lettuce, and we're good to go.
Okay.
But we've already got one ready for you over here.
Okay, so we get to sample.
Yep.
All right.
So we serve it open face like that.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Okay.
We let you get messy.
Okay. That's just blooming fancy good, girl.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So that's one of your top sellers. What else?
Well, tea.
Tea.
So many places sell coffee. We wanted to just bring a unique flavor to the community, and we didn't want to step on anybody else's toes. You know, it's hard enough to make a living without somebody coming into town and doing something you're already doing.
Right.
While we do sell coffee, we specialize in tea. So we search all over for the most unique and tasty teas. And one of our most popular is the butterfly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not using real butterflies in there, are you?
No. So the butterfly refers to a flower that we steep. It has a lot of health benefits, and it produces this blue liquid.
Okay.
But by itself, it doesn't taste great. And that's the problem with tea, right? Is that it's kind of like coffee. It needs the cream, it needs the sugar, it needs the froth. So what we do is we add a blend of citrus juices. So this has lemon, this has passion fruit, and it changes colors.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay,
it goes,
this is going to be cool.
It goes from blue to purple.
Get out of town, girl.
And
You're
now,
magic.
And now it tastes great.
Okay.
So this is one of our house specialties. And I find that there is nothing better to have a long conversation with a good friend than over a cup of hot tea.
Now, do you have to do all this business, this jazz?
We love Pinkies Up.
Okay.
We actually call our tea our Pinkies Up menu. This is our Wild Encounter.
A Wild Encounter. Okay,
Yes.
I like those.
So this is a blend of hibiscus and strawberries and really fruity.
Tea is designed to make you feel good, right? Can I try that too?
You know, I think so.
They always say if you're not feeling well, they're like, have some tea here.
It really does comfort you. It soothes you. It puts things in perspective. You like that one too? Good.
All right, so what's all this stuff? Scones, I recognize that.
So that's kind of like our cheesecake mousse. So today, the girls helped me make a little strawberry cheesecake mousse.
So good.
And then these are our macaroons. So we've got the pistachio, the caramel. So
That's delicious.
Thank you very much. So if you don't get it just right, people want a perfect macaroon. And so they're really expensive and they're really hard to make.
That's delicious.
In the middle tier here, we've got our scones, and that is our lemon curd and our clotted cream. Now, we are not trying to be authentically British. You know, high tea is known in the UK. So we make our own lemon curd and clotted cream, which is very sweet. So clotted cream in the UK would be a lot more like sour cream, but we sweeten it. So we smear that on a scone, which, if you know about scones,
That's so
the
good.
Angie dance. They can be a little dry and tough. They are, after all, just a biscuit. So we try our best to not make them dry and tough, but we also do provide that clotted cream just in case you want to have the more traditional experience.
If you sit this down in front of anyone, their face it just lights up.
It's a different way of eating. You know, when I tell people that it's kind of like your appetizer, your main entree, and your dessert, and your drink all into one, they get it. But it's a different style of eating that Americans aren't really used to.
Right.
On the bottom level here, this is what I call our savory tier. And so every day, like I said, this switches up. So
I love the cucumbers.
Yeah, everyone thinks that they need to have a cucumber sandwich when they're having tea. So that is a very traditional recipe.
You know what, girl? Can we have one of these delivered like daily? That would be great. That would be wonderful.
You know, during COVID, we did a lot of high teas to go. And at first, I was disappointed in that because I love the idea of people sitting across the table and socializing. But I understood, you know, so we do what our customers want. And if you want a high tea to go, we'll make it happen.
Well, when we get back, can we just sit down with some of this delicious tea and dish?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we'll be right back.
In the military, we're always taught to push forward, to push through the pain. You're always taught to focus on the goal.
They feel that they have renewed hope. Their stress and anxiety are decreased. A lot of them have made comments that they are even sleeping better.
It taught me to make time for myself. You may see challenges in your life, but you have that stability and knowing who you are and where it is that you are in relation to what it is that's going on around you.
Now, I had to do some extra dishing with this gal because we have a past. We worked together at a news station for a while, and this is such a different world. But, you know, so many times, perception, in particular social media, we hear it all the time. Life just looks so fascinating and so much fun for you, and they don't realize that it takes a lot of work to get there.
For sure.
Right?
Right.
Now, you describe yourself as a Proverbs 31 woman. Talk to me about that. And what does that mean for our viewers?
Yeah, so that means that I'm a hard worker, and I get up every day, and, you know, I might be feeling, not feeling it that day.
Right.
But I tell myself, you know, I have the strength, and I'm strong, and I'm going to be the woman that my family needs me to be, and I'm going to be the woman that my community needs me to be.
That's wonderful.
I don't always succeed, but that is my goal, and that is what inspires me.
Yeah, I think what people fail to realize sometimes is it may not happen when you want it to happen, but God places opportunity in our paths all of the time. And if you choose to pick that up and do something with it, that's on you. If you want to sit it aside and go for another day, it might be a missed opportunity.
Right. You know, sometimes it's hard to know if opportunities are God or not, right?
Right.
But I think that if you're praying and, you know, you take it one baby step at a time, it'll reveal itself in time.
No doubt.
You know, when I look back on the whole Cafe Bloom experience, it's so hard to believe that this is actually happening, right? So it was just one little baby step at a time. I didn't wake up one day and want to have a restaurant.
Right.
Right? It was an opportunity. It was a building that wasn't being used.
Right.
And so I decided, hey, let's try this. What's the worst that could happen, right?
That was a big move for you. And I remember seeing, that's the beauty of Facebook and being on social media, in particular when people will get real and show you, you know, this building is falling in, or we need to do this, or put on a hard hat, and you were trying to do some things downtown. But it takes a special person to want to tackle an entire community. And how many times do we say, when you ride up onto a city square, you're like, oh man, I really wish someone would bring this back or keep this, you know, the way that it is. When did you decide to tackle a town square? I mean, you were busy.
It was never a conscious thought.
Okay.
It was just taking one step of faith, another step of faith, another step of faith. This
knocking
happened.
down this wall.
Yeah. And, you know, it was actually 1 year ago in September that my husband were standing in the middle of what's now Cafe Bloom. And I said, let's do the math. Maybe it would be better to push it in and rent parking spots to people. Because parking around the Benton Square is challenging.
It's limited, right.
And so we did the math, and it was close. And I said, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's do this. Lord, give us the ability to do this without seeing how it's going to end up, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, and your husband, an attorney, you were actually looking at that particular site for him, for a law office, and I believe, I mean, not to get him in trouble again, but he might have walked up on it and said, you know, I'm not feeling it. And you kept your cool, or?
Oh, no.
Oh, no, she did not keep her cool.
No.
Okay.
Those were his exact words. I'm not feeling it. We had it on a 90-day close.
Oh, gosh.
90 days. He could have, you know, backed out of the buying of that building. We got the keys after the closing, went to the property. He said, I'm just not feeling it.
Not feeling it.
And I said, well, you know, we don't have enough money to just not feel it and have a non-income producing property, right? So he said, let's cut it up into 3 spots and rent it out. And if you look at Cafe Bloom today, that's why there's 3 doors. And I said, that may happen. We may need to cut it up and rent it out into 3 spots, you know, and that will pay the mortgage. But let me try this crazy idea I have. And he says, Christen, this is crazy. And I was like, let's just try, right? That's all we can do.
And you've done a great job, and people are responding. And after this show, they're just going to flock there. And Prairie Farms thanks you for using their product. And
we do.
I mean, now people know, you know.
Well, thank you so much for
What's
supporting
next?
us.
Yeah, what's next?
What's next is the south side of the square.
Okay.
So we feel that we should bloom where we're planted, like I said. And, you know, we're going to beautify this square or we're going to die trying. And somebody else is going to pick up where we left off.
Okay.
Because it's our town. This is our community. These are
Your
the
children.
people that we
You
love.
you have like a, is it a basketball team or how many do you have now?
We have 4.
Okay.
We have 4 beautiful children, and they help in the business. They roll silverware. They sanitize dishes. You know, everyone who works for me knows that you've got to help me raise my kids too.
Okay.
It's part of the deal, working for me. So everybody's getting on to Harrison all the time. You know what I mean?
Bless his heart. But you guys, I mean, you make it look easy. You make it look beautiful in the process, but we know it's a lot of hard work, and we do appreciate that. So, and thanks
so
for
much.
coming to be our guest. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to close out the show with a dynamic duo. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right.
My name is Emily Daniels, and this is Stephen Metz, and this is the title track of my debut EP, Welcome to a Heartache.
You feel hurt, you feel used, you feel lost and confused, and you don't know how much more you can take. You can't eat, you can't sleep, yeah, you don't wanna think about anybody taking his place. It won't always be this way. You've got to run through the darkness to where the light is. Out on the other side, it won't always be a lie. You say you're okay one day, you really mean it. Just have a little faith, your tears ain't here to say. Yeah, you're gonna bend, but you won't break. Hey, welcome to a heartache. You need space, you need time, you need him off your mind, and soon enough you won't remember the sound of your name on his lips or the taste of his kiss, 'cause you'll land with your feet on the ground when you finally figure out you've got to run through the darkness to where the light is. Out on the other side, it won't always be a lie. You say you're okay one day, you really mean it. Just have a little faith, your tears ain't here to say. Yeah, you're gonna bend, but you won't break. Hey, welcome to a heartache. Your first love ain't your last, and someday you won't look back. You gotta run through the darkness to where the light is. Out on the other side, it won't always be a lie. You say you're okay one day, you really mean it. Just have a little faith, your tears ain't here to say. Yeah, you're gonna bend, but you won't break. Hey, welcome to a heartache. Yeah, you're gonna bend, but you won't break. Hey, welcome to a heartache.
It's the weekend and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
My name is Emily Daniels again, and thank you for tuning in to The Spiel. And you can check out this song as well as my entire EP. All streaming services have it now. It's just come out, and it's 6 songs, a whole collection, working your way through a relationship from the time that you fall in love with someone to the time you kind of fall out of that love and then moving on. So each song is a story in itself, and then they tell a bigger story of a heartache, usually your first one, but maybe you've gone through more. So you might be able to relate to one or more of them depending on where you are in life. So check all those out, and then you can find me on socials at Emily Daniels Official. And that's where I'll post about shows or anything that you want to check out. And we've written a little jingle for y'all as well. So wanted to give a shout out to the show and thank y'all for being a good host to us. So hospitable, that's the word. So if you've heard the Carly Pearce song Next Girl, we kind of took some inspiration from it, but with our own words. Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I bet you're probably tuning in right now with your coffee on your couch. I bet you're listening to your favorite show. Yeah, you'll be laughing out loud. Spiel knows how to say all the right things, knows how to steal your heart away, knows how to be the best part of your day. I know you'll be entertained, girls and boys.
Did. Yes. Okay, I'd like you to just say a few more words and then we can close out the show.
What would you like me to say?
How do they find you online?
My name's Steven Metz. I'm
Steven. Such a fan. Such a fan.
Thank you. I got one. Well, two. My mom loves me too.
Oh, yes.
I'm a fan.
Aw.
I'm a musician in Nashville. Do a couple different things. You can find me at Steven Metz Music.
You're typically playing keys, you say?
Keys guy, yeah.
How about that? Multi-talented songwriter, show host. You guys filling in next week?
Yeah, we'll be here.
We'll see. Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
If you guys enjoyed the episode, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps me keep my job. Thank you. Is that good?
Think of the BTS video.
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
It's a BTS video. It's all behind the scenes.
There's not going to be any time to ask her what So she just shared some work.
Yeah.
And toxic. Come on now. Have you seen this crew? Like, are they here today or ready to go? And they are going to perform for you in the show. But we like to have a little fun on the spiel. Okay.
Was not expecting that. My experience on the show is great. It really woke me up after our long drive from Nashville. We woke up at 4 a.m., so we're gonna get some more coffee later. I'd say it stretched me out of my comfort zone a little to like do things on the spot. I'm usually very much a planner, so it's a good thing though. So I think it was a fun change of pace.
Fun for you, and they don't realize that it takes a lot of work to get
So this is the new host of the show?
With it.